No, you got to give it up first.
Given it shall be given. Pressed down, shaken up, and running over in your life.
Oh, we're waking up.
There you go.
Huh? We're waking up. Keep reading.
He told many stories in the form of parables, such as this one. Listen, a farmer went out to plant some seeds, and he scattered them across his field. Some seeds fell on a footpath, and the birds came and ate them. Other seeds fell on shallow soil with underlying rock. The seeds sprouted quickly because the soil was shallow, but the plants soon wilted under the hot sun. And since they didn't have deep roots, they died. Other seeds fell among thorns that grew up and choked out the tender plants. Still other seeds fell on fertile soil, and they produced a crop that was 30, 60, and even 100 times as much as had been planted. Anyone with the ears to hear should listen and understand.
All right, now let's look at this first story. First thing that pops out to me is he doesn't say hear this. Jesus doesn't say hear this. He says listen. Is there a difference between hearing and listening?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Now I'm bad at this. Yeah, confession time. Everybody's head went up and went, oh, there's something he's bad at. Yeah, I have a bad habit of cutting people off in conversations. Especially him. You need to forgive me, because God's working on that.
I forgive you.
Thank you. I want to finish, because when you say something to me, it triggers things.
Mm-hmm.
But if it lacks the fruit of self-control, it doesn't benefit you anything. Nobody jumped up and said, I got it. You don't have to tell the rest of the story. I got it. How well do you listen to others? Now, here's what I don't like about listening. All right? Hearing, you can be 20 feet from somebody, not in their conversation, not involved in anything, don't even know them, a Adam's tomcat, but you hear the words and you automatically know where they're at or what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't, it just, it's like the wind. One of the things that kills marriages is 20 years into the marriage, this is going on. Somebody's talking, the other individual's looking at him, not listening, and saying, here we go again. Here we go again. Straight on through. Now, we've got so good at this in the church that we preface our conversation because we know people aren't listening to us. So this is what we say. God spoke to me. And we go. Immediately, the other individual listens. They no longer hear you. Or, you know, I'm so glad I bumped into you today. I noticed it's God. I had a dream about you. Oh, really? Really? Tell me what it was. Well, and then you begin fabricating. You take your knowledge, your dogma, your doctrine, your liturgy, what you think you understood. Tell. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Maybe we'll hit on it. Get ready. Do I have your attention? Huh? You know what I'm saying. When God didn't say, and the truth of the matter is, you had a dream, but it wasn't for them, it was for you. How can you share something that's got life in it if God hasn't worked it in you? Uh-oh. Now I'm really meddling. Ouch. Let me see if I got this right. I got one kernel of corn. Is there? I should have got a kernel of corn. I got seed out there. Spring's coming. So I got one kernel of corn. So I called 10 people over and I said, you know, I had a dream about you. Really? Yeah, there it is right there. There what is? There's you. One kernel of corn. Can't you see it? Well, what are you talking about? Can't you see the stalk with all the ears of corn coming up? No, all I see is one little. How is that me? That ain't enough to feed us. Sure it is. Father, I decree and declare. So now you go from insult to injury. Now not only did you insult God, but now you're poking him in the eye, telling him that he doesn't see what you see. When he's the originator of the corn. Ouch. Listen, that corn doesn't do any good until it's what? And then what happens? Then it's got to what? Die. And then you better hope it's planted in the right soil. So who decides what soil it gets planted in? No, who? We do. You. You do.
The sower.
The sower. Huh? And then when things don't go right, because you haven't planted it, you're looking at it and going, God, it's not. You know what, God, you gave it to me. How come it's not happening? Well, and then he starts asking questions you don't like. What'd you do with it? I still got it. What'd you do with it? It's right here. It's in my hand. Well, what'd you do with it? Well, right here. God, I got it. You didn't do anything with it. You did not participate in the faith.
No increase.
All right. I don't want you looking these scriptures up. Jeremiah 29:11. I know the thoughts and plans I have for you, hope for a future. Remember that? Yes. Jeremiah 1:5. Long before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you, I called you, I approved you, I consecrated you. Right? John 1. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. John 1:1. That which I've touched, that which I've seen, that which I've heard, that which I've experienced, that what I convey to you. And that light is the light of men. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Genesis 1. The light was over top of the darkness. Right? 3 days. So we got all these scriptures, right? Relating to seed. So, all of a sudden now, here's the God of the universe with the seed. The seed of faith, hope, and love. The blood, the water, and the word. Heaven, eternity, destiny. Thought, plan, purpose. You name it, it's all there. The seed, but he's got no earth to plant it in. So what does he do? He creates an earth. And the earth was above, not below. Isn't that what that Genesis 1 said? Yeah. There was water under it, around it, and over it. And the mist rose up, and that's what watered the garden. So God created the earth. For what? For Adam and Eve? No. Adam and Eve were the caretakers of what God created. You're the caretaker of the seed of God. And every man's given one kernel called faith. So every man's given a measure of faith. Come on, turn to your neighbor and say, hey, I might get this.
Yeah, I might get this. Just might.
I just might get this. And it's my daily duty to go before God and get the instruction on what I need to do with what He's given me. What's that called? Knowing, discerning the will of God. Romans 12:5. If you present yourself, if you do certain things, then Romans 12:5 says you will know what to do with the kernel of corn. That's called understanding. Right? But in order to get that, I need a relationship. So I need to take the seed that He's already used. Too much? So, Revelations 13:8. Before the foundation of the earth, the Lamb of God was slain. What was God doing? Harvesting in His field so that He could give you some seed. Did you know, scientists tell me that one kernel of corn planted correctly in the right soil has roots that go 3.5 feet down into the earth. One stalk. And they tell me it can't support this up here without strong roots. I've seen my uncle plant corn that was almost 10 feet tall. Have 8 and 10 ears of corn on it. Big ears. They tell me on one stalk there can be anywhere from 400 to 600 kernels of corn. 10 times 600 is 6,000. You talk about an increase. 6,000 kernels from one planted in the right soil? Yep, yeah, that'll get your car, won't it, Jasmine? Huh? I can hear your wheels turning from here. Leave the car alone. Stay with me. God's got a car for you. Just hang on. So, Revelations 13:8 says, well, you know, we're getting ready to create something here. But in order for the creation, the earth, to produce what I want it to, it's got to have some seed in it. No seed, no harvest, no increase. So the whole time he's thinking about the increase, the harvest. So what does he do? He takes Jeremiah 29:11, his plan, he plants it in the earth. He sows it into the earth. What earth? The earth in heaven, the soil of heaven. Oh, shabba-ba-ha-ha. Come on. How can you build a house on clouds? He says, in my Father's house is many. Well, what do they build on? Yeah, of an earth, of a soil, of a thought, a plan, a destiny. Heaven's got substance, y'all. Something supports those gates. They don't hang in the air. Gee, I never thought about that. Mm-hmm. People that died and went to heaven, they're always coming back telling you about how beautiful the flowers are and the colors and the grass. Grass doesn't grow in the air. It's got roots. You're going to a place